What's up, everyone? Tera Roberts here, bringing you this week's top bargain players for your Week 1 DFS lineups. Let's kick things off at the quarterback position. I'm going to give you two guys who are typically not thought of as the first guys that you want to turn to when it comes to DFS winners, but at their Week 1 prices, you cannot pass them up. First up is Mac Jones. Mac Jones has arrived, rising up the ranks in NFL preseason hype and fantasy football lineups. But despite that rise, he is still an excellent bargain value for Week 1 DFS. New England faces Miami, and while the point total for that game isn't extremely high, Mac Jones should still yield a good return on his value. His price on DraftKings is definitely more appealing than other sites where he is priced higher, but still reasonable. Next up, I have Sam Darnold, who is playing against the Jets. The Jets have faced some unfortunate injuries on defense, a defense that was already ranked in the back half of defensive rankings, and that could open things up for the new Panthers quarterback and his new arsenal of pass-catching weapons. It's the perfect Week 1 matchup for Darnold's first game with Carolina facing his old team, and we should feel very confident that there will be no ghost appearing. Now heading over to running backs, I've got a couple of bargain plays for us to take a look at. Damien Harris is definitely on the rise with the trade of Sony Michel to the Rams, and the release of Cam Newton, but he's still a great Week 1 DFS value. Harris is the RB1 of the offense, and with Mac Jones at the helm, he's poised to capitalize on his 2020 performance and add more goal line opportunities, making him a solid play at running back. Next up, I've got Chase Edmonds facing Tennessee. What I love about Edmonds in this game is that this game is going to feature big offensive firepower on both sides, which plays perfectly into Chase Edmonds' role. In a game that could be a shootout, Edmonds would benefit as being the pass-catching back, making him a great option at his value. Moving on to wide receivers, there are some great Week 1 values. MARQUEZ CALLAWAY is a bargain this week. He is likely the lowest priced guy for a guy who is technically the wide receiver 1 on his team. CALLAWAY has performed very well in the preseason and vaulted his way up the depth charts after Michael Thomas went on IR, and with Jameis Winston at quarterback, the results could be incredible for CALLAWAY. Another great option is Michael Pittman, who, like CALLAWAY, has found himself as the wide receiver 1 due to the injury of T.Y. Hilton. Indianapolis faces Seattle in what seems to be a high-scoring game, and Pittman looks to provide a big target for Carson Wentz, who seems to be on track for starting in Week 1. Another wide receiver who could be a great value this week is Nelson Agholor. While many DFS players may be looking at Jacoby Myers, who is technically another bargain at wide receiver this week, you could pivot to the less obvious option in Nelson Agholor. He is slightly cheaper than Myers, but with similar upside and less eyes on him. And then finally, at tight end, we have Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts' price may not be the lowest DFS option at tight end, but at his projected production, he has to be the biggest bargain of the week. The dynamic tight end is expected to be an integral part of the Atlanta offense right off the bat and will yield big returns for DFS. If you're worried that this might be the obvious play for everybody, you could go with even cheaper options, such as Kyle Rudolph if Evan Ingram can't play, or Tyler Conklin for the Vikings. Thanks for watching this week's DFS Bargains. I'm Tera Roberts. Make sure to come back next week for another round of great value plays.